What's up? How you doing? Bit of an echo in here, but I'm in a balcony. I'm in Thessaloniki, Greece. I was in Athens yesterday, and today we're here. Athens was like 110 degrees, but dry. Here, it's not 110. It's probably in the 90s, but very humid. So I'm here enjoying the ocean view and relaxing. So I have a little bit of sipuro here, and this one is not bad. Had some earlier. What's the name of this? It's a cadenas. Anyway, this is the best sipuro I've ever had. And I don't have much of this, but this one is very smooth. The time right now is 12:58 in the AM, July 26th. It's a Wednesday. Still humid. See the ships out in the harbor. Yeah, very mild flavor. Good tasting. Now I've had this this beverage before, but not this brand. You know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I see a lot of foot traffic downstairs. People are here. They don't sleep early. They're like me. We went out to eat a couple of hours ago, and we ordered a ton of food. Me and my daughters and my wife, we ate and ate and ate, and then the bill came, $80. Cheap. In the U.S., the amount of food we had would be like $300, easy 300. Got a little music out there. So we're near the White Tower, which is probably less than a half a mile away from us. But it's not dry at all. It's very, very damp out here. Not damp like raining, but humid. Tomorrow we will explore, probably go to the beach, and eat some good food. Earlier today we went up to Mount Olympus. Very, very rich in trees, that mountain. Went up probably like 75% of the height. Went up there, took some photographs, came back down. But yeah, beautiful. And then I ended up in a farm area. Rooster was doing his little siren crowing, yodeling. I was here many years ago, and looks the same. .102 in the AM. Good quality. I mean, I've bought a couple of bottles in the U.S. and nothing like this. And it's cheap. I mean, everything compared to what I was expecting to pay was cheap. This bottle here, it's a little bottle, $8. $8. 200 milliliters. drink in moderation. Although I'm in my hotel room here, so, but I still drink in moderation. I want to be able to find my bed at night. And I want to wake up in the morning without having a feeling of radiation sickness. Not a fan of that. You drink a little bit and enjoy it. That's what it's about. Enjoying it, not, saying stupid things and tripping over yourself and vomiting. Not a fan of that at all. And I guess tipping is not a big thing here. Go to a restaurant. So I went to a restaurant earlier, like I said, and they bring out the credit card. They have all that. They know how to do all that. Put the credit card in, and then it says the amount, but it doesn't give you an option for tipping. So I hit OK, it went through, and then I handed her a tip, and she gave me a look like, what is that? What is this? What is this for? So you have to explain to them it's a tip, and then they say, "Oh, thank you." But yeah, they're not tip-wise here. And even earlier, when I dropped off my motor car, I went to give the guy a tip, and he acted surprised about it. Like I was giving him fentanyl, which I wouldn't do. Yeah, nice town. You look out there in the ocean, and I could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably 10 ships out there just sitting back, relaxing. And everything's in marble. Marble floors, marble molding, everything's marble. The steps are marble. Downstairs, the lobby is all marble. The thing about marble is, like, you spill something, mop it up right away. You don't have to worry about it penetrating through the floor. Yes, it does get discolored, but now they have machines that can, suction clean and make the marble look brand new again. Because I guess it's porous. And it's a big balcony here. It's refreshing, but I wish I had ice. I only put a little bit, but I walked around our floor, and I did not see an ice machine. So I gave up. And this is refreshing, but it's room temperature, and out here right now probably like 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what's going on. Anyway. That's it. I'm not sleepy. I'm wide awake. Last night I was wide awake till probably 2:30 in the morning. I'm not used to this time yet, and I was just walking around the balcony looking out. And last night was even more humid than it is right now. I mean, it's humid now. I wish I had windshield wipers. But last night was worse. And where I stayed last night, where we stayed, me and my family, the parking area is wide enough so that you can fit your car and maybe make a fist in between the wall and your car. About that much room. There's a wall here, and then there's a main street, so you have to get your car to fit within that small area. So I was thinking somebody's gonna sideswipe us. But I got up this morning, I went down, and the car was fine. humid. Buy a humidifier and put it in the city. Yeah, I mean, you could never go thirsty here if you had a dehumidifier. Flip the switch on, and in a half hour, you'd have a couple of gallons of water. This is how it was when I was a kid. I remember sitting in my room in the summertime, and it felt like a swamp. It felt like I had 10 pots of hot water boiling in my room, and the steam was in there, and the windows were closed. My father every year would be like, yeah, next year definitely getting AC for the whole house, central. So we'd go to Sears, and my father would start talking. We'd tell the guy, yeah, next year I'm interested in putting AC in my house. And the guy would say, oh, we have units on sale. You can put them in your window. My father's like, no, I'm not interested in that. I want the whole house central. And then next year would come, and it would be the same story again. Next year, if we're healthy, I'm going to get central. And you know, the thing is, you suffer. You know, your sleep suffers. You don't get the rest you need. You feel exhausted the next day. So you know. But anyway, we eventually did get AC, but not the central. We ended up getting individual units for the windows. And at first, my mother and my father, my mother was like, why don't we get a big one for the kitchen? You know, one of those window AC units. And we turn it on full blast and leave the doors open to the bedrooms and cool down the whole house. I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. You know, you'll cool down the kitchen, but by the time the air gets into the rest of the house, it's gonna warm up. So they tried that for about a month. My father went out and got this big window unit, cranked it up. My mother was like, leave the doors open. Plus, you know, I didn't like to leave the door open, but I left it open. And, you know, like let's say the house was 80 degrees and humid, it would be like 78 in my room and humid. It wouldn't make any difference. So then we ended up getting a unit for each room. I had it cranked up to -10. Come in my room, it had icicles on the mirror. I remember in the movie Rocky III, Paulie living in the Lorraine Hotel in downtown LA. Some bum downstairs making noise, and Paulie opens up the window and says, shut up down there. Us decent people are trying to sleep. I think he says, I'll squash you, you bum. They're playing music down there right now. I feel like yelling to them, hey, I'm trying to get some sleep, which I'm not, but just for a joke. Shut off that music, you bums. I don't know what that was. Yeah, right now I feel a cool breeze circulating me from Canada. Yeah, the other day, I took it out now. I had to get so we stopped in Germany, and the day before the night before we got on a plane to get out here, I got a splinter in my index finger, and I couldn't get it out. And then I go, it'll just decay and you know, rot out. But it didn't, and by the time we got to Germany, it felt like, you know, you could feel it in there, kind of like eating you away. So at the airport, they had a German shop that sold, what do you call it, tweezers for splinters. I ended up buying one in there, and I sat in the airport, and I pulled out the tweezer. I pulled out the splinter. And I'm okay. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go inside where there's air conditioning.